No, I have not had bottom surgery and I never will. When I was diagnosed with HSV2, which is genital herpes, early on in my transition, I made the decision that I wasn't going to go forth with bottom surgery. And I know a lot of new people watching this are probably like, did he really just say what I think he said? Yes, I did. I'm very open about my journey about like having genital herpes because I know that spreading awareness lowers the infection rate, it reduces stigma, and unless these people want to be behind me getting a Valtrex prescription, then they better get educated. Now, I'm not trying to indicate that anybody that has HSV2 can't, go through with bottom surgery. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? I gotta say that. That's ridiculous, but I gotta. But just from my experience, like everybody I've spoken to and everything, including like I spoke with a nurse who had experience in treating post-op. I think it was mostly trans women, but still bottom surgery. It does definitely heighten the infection risk, especially if outbreaks are not like, completely suppressed with medication, which mine aren't. So I just really don't think it's a good idea. But bottom surgery in the transmasculine community and how people receive it is actually one of my number one pet peeves about my community. Bottom dysphoria to 125% degree has impacted my life at a much deeper level than top dysphoria ever has. And one thing I found odd is that when I would be dealing with bottom dysphoria, even at my worst times, I've been a part of the trans mass community for quite a long time now. I have a lot of friends that are trans men. Like, pretty much a big part of my social circle is mainly trans men. My husband now is a trans man. At this time, we obviously weren't married, though. But even surrounded by so many trans men, it was so hard to find other trans men who could relate to having bottom dysphoria, which is honestly kind of ironic because you would think like a lot of them could relate. There was only one person there for me, like really there for me during that time, who like talked to me for hours and really just, resonated with me and helped me feel better. And that was Gabe from 90 Day Fiancé. That's why I said, like, he is such a solid dude. Like, he just really pulled through. Like, I felt like I had no one. This is at the beginning of my transition, and he was just a very great friend, especially, talking me through, like, issues related to that. The rhetoric that, like, the majority of trans men carry when it comes to, like, bottom surgery really honestly bothers me. When you bring up bottom surgery in general to the trans mass community, you're going to be met with a lot of like, there's too much complication risk. There is, I don't like how the results look. I'm going to wait till they're more advanced. And I don't know, that really just bugs the shit out of me. For one, because people are so naive when it comes to the fact that, like, any surgery can have complications. I mean, obviously I know that, like, bottom surgery is, like, a whole nother area, but, I had really, risky complications with top surgery. I have a really minor heart arrhythmia that, like, I was medicated for when I had surgery. And when I woke up, my heart rate was so high, I had to get nitro in my IV bag. I had an allergic reaction to, the, what do you call them, like, steri strips or whatever. So for a while, my wounds and everything looked horrible. Shout out to the chick who fucking screenshotted them. I still remember. She's a local girl in my area. Very trans-friendly, though. But yeah, top surgery is so common now. Like, people get it, and it's so quick that they don't consider that, like, that has complications as well. I bet you if you mentioned top surgery back in, like, the 80s or 90s, people had the same responses as they do nowadays with bottom surgery, pretty much, because the first, like, female-to-male mastectomy, I'm pretty sure it was in the 40s, Michael Dillon. But I think when people see, like, so many people, in the current times, like, getting top surgery and the recovery seems very easy because we have Instagram and people are constantly posting, like, shirtless selfies, me included, right after surgery, you know what I mean? It creates an illusion that it's a very easy surgery to go through, recovery is very easy, you're not going to have any complications, everything is smooth sailing, and that's not always the case. The last two, when people are always making comments about, like, it's not advanced enough, I'm not happy with the results. Like, that's totally fine to, like, whatever floats your pickle or lack thereof, you know what I mean? But I don't like the comments on, like, how results look and stuff like that because I feel like it is so insensitive, and especially as trans men. It irks me when trans men specifically make comments like this because, like, obviously, like, I don't give a shit what people want or don't want with their own bodies, but these trans men who do go through with bottom surgery are literally pioneering the way for the future of trans masc individuals. Let's just say that someone's not like just being a giant prick, you know what I mean? And they just really don't like how like results nowadays look. How do you think in the future they'd reach like a level of perfection that's okay with you? Because there's trans men now going through it, pioneering through it for not for the community directly, but it benefits the community. That is a heroic measure, and it really bothers me how people treat the surgery and those who get it. It really bothers me. I think it's so disrespectful. So yeah, I don't have bottom surgery. I'll never have bottom surgery, but that's a huge pet peeve in my community.